The gifting event drops in 20 days, and there are a lot of things that still need to be looked at when it comes to rewards, what is actually going to be in the greater gifting crystals. Finally, what Kabam have to say against certain responses about what constitutes being fraudulent, and are you able to share stuff between one account and a second account of yours. Now, I know that Seaton put together a very good video over the weekend that covered a lot of this. This video is similar, but we're going to go in a few different directions, especially to address some of the stuff that people have put in questions to this particular post here, and as well some elements of, am I going to be able to go into this event based on, do I have the badge? Do I get a temporary badge? Have I got minus credits and other stuff like that? So let's do this. And the question is, with all of this stuff, and look, let's face it, all these gifting events normally have is some really tasty things for players, and whether or not we're talking like the real kind of creme de la creme of taste when it's down to the 6-star, well, not really 6-star Kang. There's not really like, it's, yeah, I was going to say, is it like really tasty? It's not. There's nothing really rare about the champions you're getting, and I would hope that the greater gifting crystals maybe in future would look to put some different champions in that were just more exciting for players. Especially there have been a few synergy updates with Kang and a little bit with Thanos, but nothing really to make players go, I need a 6-star Kang in my roster. I'm going to take it against this content, and this content. It's just not going to happen. But yeah, that is going to be the thing. Like, yes, the gifting event is always with the extra little tasty things to the month, but as well, like, where do players go in line with the extent of spending on this? Because that's the thing. The alliance-based stuff has been felt like it's been nerfed down, or it hasn't slightly progressed up. But when it comes to the solo event side of things, that is the bulky stuff. That's where things have really bulked up. And a spend of, or get points of 35,000. So it's up to you whether or not you want to spend on this to get back something decent stuff. Man, that is going to be really up to the player as to if you feel like you want to do that. And especially with this kind of stuff that you're seeing, it's like, ooh, top 1 to 30, you get some good stuff. You get some really, really amazing stuff. 31 to 60, some good stuff. I think really anything above 5%, and you are getting something nice. Yeah, anything like that 121 to 300 sweet spot, that's the kind of like there and upwards that you'd want to get. But I digress, and moving swiftly on. And let's talk eligibility, because this is going to be an issue as well. Something that Kabam didn't put in the notes. I have reached out to Kabam and asked them to clarify some stuff. So maybe when they announce this, or well, they kind of announced it, but maybe they're going to go a bit further to announce it or get it out information-wise. Because this is going to be the most important thing is, how are you being eligible? Like, this was from last year. In order to keep the gifting event fair for those who participating in good faith, a change is being made to an event. Accounts created after the start of the event are no longer able to obtain a gifting badge for this event. Whether or not they put something in there, whether or not there's a requirement, because I think in the past it was a low-level requirement to get the gifting, and this is the question mark. As you know, do I share or kind of gift between myself and M's account? We kind of like do some unit swapping between, like, you know, I'll gift her greater gifting crystal, she'll gift me them back. Is that a problem? Is it a case I'm not playing this event in good faith? And as well, the same thing would be like if I had a secondary account and I was switching between like sending the units one way and sending them back the other. That's another key thing as well to identify. So, you know, that was a big question, and it was answered. So Kabam Mike says here, against the response, will we still be able to donate to friends that aren't on the same alliance? The answer back is yes, that has not changed. That was one thing that's been addressed. Also, from this question here, in terms of gifting, will players be allowed to gift single account using alt accounts, assuming the alts are played by them and only them? And if a huge amount of alt accounts are doing this, basically farmed alts with the purpose of gifting a single account, all ran by a single player, will this be flagged up and potentially banned or is it fine since all accounts are used and ran by one player, only one member? So that's going to be another thing as well for intense grinders, and there are people out there that have like 2-3 accounts. I don't really have the time for multiple accounts. Sorry, I missed this earlier. This is not against the rules, only the spirit of the gifting event, assuming it's all legit. If there's anything fraudulent about it, then we will take action. So this is where things get a little bit weird with how you define what's in good spirit and also what is fair, because we do go down the line of going like, if this is something for next year, then my advice would be to anybody is set up multiple accounts. Make sure you kind of grind and kind of grab as many units as possible if you get a chance to, like 2 days, grind out exponential amounts of units, and especially over like weeks and months and whatever. And then you're able to kind of like get involved with the kind of the shifting of greater gifting crystals to the to your main account and stuff. Again, it's not all in good faith, but it's like, if it's not wrong, it's not wrong. I think it's just stop. It's weird, isn't it? Because a lot of this change of the event was to focus on the alliance side of things. So to counteract the way that the alliance participation was fair, that's the biggest thing, is to kind of go, right, well, if you're an alliance and you're locked in the alliance, then therefore that there's no this collusion, there's no this like offloading of units and inflating that score. Instead, it looks like you're inflating your own personal score, which again is sort of being tackled by what Kabam are doing, by the rank rewards payout being delayed 1 week, so they can then look into, and the same thing goes with the solo, it's all kind of relevant. So they are looking to then tackle the way that this is done with 1 week extra. They can then just go, okay, was this kind of like unscrupulous means? And how do they punish it? Because that's the other thing. If these units are not brought through fraudulent activity, then there's not really any way, if they're fair, to then go it's unfair. Either way, I think Kabam have a tricky job on their hand of how they deal with that element. And that's going to have to be something they address in future, of how they go, right, well, your gifting side of things, is it now going to be routed to your alliance mates? Because on the friends list, you can take a friend out, add a friend on. It could be either an alt, or it could be an alt that has been, like, I don't know, bought with, like, it could have a load of units on. That's fraudulent activity and whatnot, and then something could happen. I don't know, but that's something that, you know, Kabam could and should look into. And it's just a case of like how fair they make the solo side of things, because they've put more emphasis on the solo as opposed to the alliance, which has been picked up here. For the gifting event, the alliance rank rewards have been cut in half. Is this intended? And if so, can someone explain to me why this happened years past and the rewards had to be at least the same? Mike says this was intended and it's to put more of an emphasis on the solo event rewards, which have been buffed quite a bit. Last year we weren't happy with some of the behaviour surrounding the Alliance gifting event, so this is another step toward a step we're taking to deter any funny business. And that will be the thing. Will there be solo side of things funny business? That is going to be the big question. How do they deter that? Is it possible to deter that? What we picked up in about 7 days after this event, because that's the thing, we're in the dark, and I don't think Kabam would share like how they plan to tackle the solo fraudulent activity, if there is some. There's also the biggest amount of units I've seen from a lot of players that are going to be in overspill from Cyber Weekend. And I'm still thinking, I'm still on the fence. I think today is the last time I've got to make a decision whether or not I'm buying extra units with extra things in them, like extras that you get from, and I'm kind of like using it for Cyber Weekend, or am I gonna then figure out a way of aligning those units to Abyss of Legends runs? Like I'm planning about 2 other paths, so I'm budgeting the units against that rather than kind of going with stash. I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to kind of cultivate the revive stash. Health potion size, maybe I'll be able to kind of grind out enough health potions that I need, but I don't think the revive side of things is going to be there by that time. However, though, at least I can just say that those units will be allocated in the right place. But at the same time, would a 7 to 10,000 units spend on the gifting event give me back what I need and then some, and then I'll just do Abyss of Legends whenever? But, you know, that's the thing, isn't it? What I feel would be more interesting for me to go for, and where do I feel that my investment would be better spent? Because it is an investment, either on time or greater gifting crystals or solo ranked rewards. So we'll see what happens. Also, just a quick one for me, and I don't know where people stand with getting back from this situation, because there are a lot of players that will be hitting up that minus units. Now that's the thing, these minus units, I think there's somebody in my Discord that's minus 127,000, which is like, man, that is mega. So yeah, I don't know how people plan to get back from this, especially from a spend side of things, and it's pretty mad. It's crazy. I think as well where players will kind of like feel themselves more interested in is how the investment for greater gifting crystals is going to go down. Because here's the thing, like the content has to be that interesting for them to actually go out and buy them. I do like a nice greater gifting crystal opening, but only if it looks like the amount and volume of the stuff has been bumped up quite nicely. And like, yeah, we've got loads of gold, tier 2 alpha, 5-star signature stones, 5-star class awakening gems, 6-star hero crystal shards, tier 4 class catalyst crystals, tier 5 basic, 4-5-star Kang or Thanos, and 6-star Kang. So this is from last year, and I'd like to see a bump in rewards, either volume that you get from them, or as well adding in the more interesting things like tier 5 class catalyst. To be honest, I think Kabam could not get away, because it's not really kind of like a nice time to say, oh, getting away with it. But look, I'd love to see something a bit more higher volume than 5%, or no, 2%. I don't want to see the 2% tier 5 class catalyst fragment crystals in this as extra things you can get. I would love to see 10% a time. Would it break the game? I don't know if it would break the game based on like 2% or 10% or even 5% tier 5 class catalyst fragment crystals. It's just putting a low percent chance. At least finds it interesting. But that's the thing. If it stays the same as last year, then I more than likely will not go to put a lot of money into this event, or a lot of the units that I got from Cyber Weekend from various things like gift cards and whatnot. And maybe on Christmas Day I'll pick up a unit pack, but again I have asked for the iTunes cards for Christmas, so you know that's where I'm kind of like doing this. And I would say to anybody, if you're like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be a whale, I'm not sure I'm going to be free to play, you know, maybe think about that. If you want some more units, you want them quickly, you don't want to grind arena, then for birthdays, Christmas, ask for those gift cards if you are, you know, really interested in this game. Or if not, use something else to your money. It's your choice in your life. And either way, that's been my thoughts on the gifting event, as well a few other bits of information from Kabam Mike. I thought it's probably best to do in like a separate video, especially to break it up into certain sections. So thanks very much for supporting and watching this video. Thoughts on the gifting event down in the comment section down below. And if there's anything that's been missed to ask Kabam, put it there and I'll try and see if I can fill that info or those questions to Kabam on the subject. And I'm sure more info will come out on this in the coming weeks, because it's on the 21st of December it drops. But in any case, thanks for watching this video. See you soon. Bye-bye.